Oh, hey guys. Fucking throat needed some coating of liquid. Alright. So now we're on to the second story. This one was a bit more exciting. Even though I didn't get to witness it, but how quickly I was the first one on scene. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not do that. So now I'm going east of Klamath Falls. I'm on 140. I've gotten through Klamath Falls. That first story was between Medford and Klamath Falls. That's only an hour stretch. Yet all that shit happened. Now I'm on east of Klamath Falls. 140. I think the town's Hildebrand. Right before that climb, the Shannon area, there's that little pass. I think the town's Hildebrand. Yeah, I think so. Anyways, it's pretty curvy in there. It's like one of those fucking weird rural stretches where the roads, by the way, are pretty much dry. Damp spots are dry, like they hadn't seen moisture. But 55 mile an hour speed limit with the curves going into this pass, at the very basin of it, like 35 mile an hour curves. It's really weird. I don't like those. I don't like those areas of highways. It's just weird. Alright, but we get up into the, start climbing through the first initial curves up into the, where, you're actually climbing up. And, it's starting to get a little bit more wet, but there's no ice on the road. There's really no hints of snow at all on the road, or even ice. And alright, so I come around this corner, and I started seeing some ice on the pavement, but then immediately something in the ditch catches my attention. I see a van, like a little 90s work van, in the ditch, facing me. Well, facing westbound on the eastbound side. So it's facing against me on my side of the road in the ditch. Alright, that's a little weird. I hadn't noticed a person though in the ditch yet, even though she's wearing a pretty, dark red coat. That took me a couple milliseconds later because, big vehicles caught my attention first. And I was scanning there, that's when I noticed her. I noticed a lady that was trying to stand, realized she couldn't, so trying to crawl and wave for help or something like that, right? Like she was flagging for help while trying to move herself. So I immediately started, put the hazard on, started slowing it down, started finding a spot to brake, because now I was starting to brake, my tires are spinning. So I was trying to climb this hill, help her, but also be cautious where I'm stopping the truck up a hill with 42,000 pounds, so my dry tires are not on ice. I eventually found one, immediately stopped it, and when she saw I was stopping, you could tell she immediately, I don't know, sigh of relief or something, because she just immediately gave up moving, just laid there on the ground. So I got out, I didn't know exactly the mile marker I was at, or roughly where I was. Because my first time on this road, I don't really know. Yeah, granted, I can call, emergency service, and most of the areas can ping your phone and immediately get a precise location. I don't know if that's how good that can be done rural yet. Oh, fuck. God damn it, bro. Let me talk. But, so I get out of the truck, and I look over, I see her. I just see her. And then I see an Oregon-plated red truck driving by. And I'm like, I finally go down, I was telling him to slow down, the slow down sign, and I tell him to stop. He rolls his windows down, he's like, everything alright? I was like, yeah, the rollover, one's hurt. And then I see a driver. Well, I assume the driver, because she's not on the driver's side. Although, who knows? I don't know. But she's pulling herself out of the driver's window, and I yell back at him because he's gonna give me help because I don't know the area. I was like, there's two, one's hurt, because she was saying she was alright. Which basically talking to both of them, yeah. But I went down immediately after I told him, hey, get some help for me, I'm gonna go deal with these guys. I went to the red coat lady, and the the driver. I'm gonna call her the driver because I don't know if she's the driver. She's just the driver in this story. The driver met me at her and saying she was all right. But the redcoat was not. She didn't know what day it was, where she was, what just happened, which was already a bad sign. But considering it's cold, it's like 27 degrees. I need to get her somewhere where it's out of the snow. She's laying on the ground where it's all wet, snow and all that. She has a coat on, but I need to get her. She wants out of that area. Like, and I made sure before I even touched her, I was like, hey, you're hurt, but obviously, something's up. But I wanted to see if she could at least walk. She tells me, hey, I can't walk on my own. And that's when I found out she didn't know what happened and all that. Like, okay. I grab her. She voluntarily picks herself up, and I use my weight to help support her. So I carry her, guide her, mostly carry her, and up to the truck. I wanted something to heat her up, keep her relatively warm, keep the wind off her. There wasn't much wind, a little breeze. So that what I decided to put her on the passenger step. Now we have at least some motor heat, because I'm not going to try to put her up in the passenger seat, but how she is. But that was interesting. Within like 5 minutes, some civilian pickup, unmarked, no decals, nothing. So I'm pretty sure it's just a volunteer truck. Show up, and they immediately start rendering aid to her. Like, they nosed up to my front of my truck. Fucking this goddamn cold. But they start rendering aid. I'm playing traffic control at this point because it's not a busy stretch of the road, but it is busy enough where somebody's got to watch out. Luckily, I'm a good shield. Going uphill with 42,000 pounds, you're not pushing me. And I did position it well enough where there was a stretch of pavement and stuff to work around, like right next to the truck. So there was stuff you could work next to the truck on, and don't worry about uneven ground or nothing. The lady kept trying to, like, when the volunteer was there, she kept trying to go into the ditch area. So like, I went over there. I was like, hey, keep her next to the truck. There's a good stretch of pavement. It's solid ground. It's some warmth over there. They agreed, and they immediately moved her over there and started trying to keep her more over there. Which, I don't know why they weren't doing that in the first place, but that's where I put her. But I was playing traffic control. Within like 10 to 15 minutes, we got a sheriff, a fire chief, and just 2 other firemen showed up, all within separate vehicles, and they started helping playing traffic control. It was pretty nice. They were really appreciative of me and what I'd done, especially the whole situation. Driver was a little freaking out at the point, but like I was telling her, I was like, hey, I did 5 years of towing. This is the best outcome, even though it's a crash. Everybody's alive. Sure, it was a rollover, by the way. I forgot to mention that. It was a rollover. I don't know which way it came off the road, because in one of my pictures, I don't know if it's their tire tracks, but on the eastbound direction, so you're on eastbound, there's tire tracks that ran around a couple delineator posts, hit the road again. So I don't know if that's theirs. I didn't see any spraying or because it's snow powder, or I didn't see any snow spray or dirt being thrown up. So they were pretty clean tracks. So this looked like slow speed. But on the westbound side, so the side I was on that ditch, there's like a 2 to 3 foot drop, and then there is a lot of dirt being torn up. So what I'm guessing is they're going westbound. Based on my experience in towing, this is, they're going westbound. They fishtailed when they got some ice, pivoted, they did a full 360 pretty much, went off the road like that, caught it just right, because it's soft, very, very soft dirt down there, caught it just right, rolled at least once, landed on the wheels. That backs up the experience the evidence on the van, because on the A pillar on the driver's side, it's caved in. It's not by much. It is dented in a little bit, and then on the windshield, there's a crater. It's like a giant fucking crater. But on the passenger side, the panels don't line up. Like the van door's not closed. The passenger door is a little, off kiltered, but most of the roll damage is on the driver's side. Now there's it wasn't a bad rollover because snow softens the rollover. It's a giant cushioning, so it's not gonna have a lot of dents. It's a rollover, so it's violent, period, but it's not as violent as hitting hard ground. Hard ground rollovers, much worse. They don't have any damage absorption. Snow, it's like a crumple zone. So there was that. Also, if I had to guess, they're probably doing about 40 to 50. So also a slower rollover. Still is a rollover, especially in it's probably like a mid-90s war fan. No airbags, I'm assuming they're wearing the seatbelts, but who knows? So there's no real way to stop the whiplash too, or the inertia going through the van as that whole thing's happening, especially when there's older ladies. I was guessing the red coat one was probably mid 60s to early 70s, while the driver was 50s. So I don't know. Now after paramedics showed up, right? I have a few photos. None of them show anything graphic. None of them, my little video, I don't know if I'll put it in here. I might just do a picture as a thumbnail. But when I take pictures of the videos, I make sure not to put anything graphic. If I do, it's not for your guys' eyes. It's for my eyes. Or maybe some close friends. Because not everybody can handle that shit. I'm desensitized because I did, the shit I seen doing towing. You'd be surprised. Towing's not just dealing with wrecked cars. No, sometimes you deal with bodies too, and other things. But paramedics are there, and I guess they deemed at that point, within 10 minutes of being there, that life flight is probably more appropriate for the situation. I'm guessing they were scared if something was going on more internally. But I don't know. I was there for an hour. The chief wanted to let me go about 20-30 minutes ago, but the paramedics and volunteer crew were really wanted to keep using me as a shield because got no fire truck there, no real weight, so why not use me? I'm already there, why not use me? Which I said, hey, if you want to use me, I don't care. Especially when I was being the messenger man for the chief saying, hey, can we let him go? And it's going over to the crew, and they're like, oh, we need you 5 more 10 minutes. That's when I said, hey, I'm here. If you need to use me, just use me. I'm in no rush, plenty of time, right? Kind of felt bad for the lady. I kept asking anybody. I was like, hey, is she all right? Ours, size were good. But they weren't going to know. And since it was middle of nowhere, the closest town's Medford, and that's still a couple hour and a half away. And the real major city is Portland, and that's 3 hours away, 2.5 hours away, something like that. So life flight, it's expensive. Insurance is a good thing, but that's also the quickest way to get you over to a more. Am I getting unloaded? Maybe. Quickest way to get you to more, immediate help. But winter's barely started, and I'm already dealing with shit. That was all in one day. These 2 stories all in one day. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. Some of the downsides about dealing with daytime, you get a lot more of this. Now, granted, it could have been much worse. Because according to her, I don't know if I should believe this or not, because even the driver was wasn't out of it, but shock had taken over, right? She kept saying, oh my god, I rolled the van, oh my god, I rolled the van, that's all she kept saying, she was in shock. It's hard to believe what people tell you in shock, because you don't know if they're aware of what's going on. Just mind display tricks on me. But I think it was a red coat told me, the one that was hurt didn't know which it was, that she had tried waving down a couple of vehicles and nobody stopped. Now, there was a Jeep going across me, and I was already stopping, so we're going both crossing at the same time. I don't know. I really don't. But if I had to guess, I was there within 1 to 2 minutes of it happening, considering, only the other person was pulling themselves out of the vehicle still, as I was already out of my truck. So, and the vehicle wasn't that beat up to really require some real, effort to get yourself out of the vehicle. Yeah, panel for misaligned, did come out the window, but I mean, like, it wasn't like it was blocked or obstructed. Like, it wasn't on its roof or side where I would have to go up, help lift them out or something like that. Like, it was on his wheels. Pretty. And it sounds weird saying pretty good outcome for a rollover, but I know Cot Jockey, he's one of the viewers. EMT, he'll tell you the same thing. Rollover is violent, but this is probably the best outcome for a rollover. But fuck, let's see what's gonna happen next adventure. Anyways, you guys stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye.